She left my daughter on a stranger's doorstep in Miami. In the reflection of the hotel lobby window, I saw her car pull away. No hesitation, no glance in the rearview mirror. My 7-year-old small hands pounded the door of that house until the owner, some confused, sunburned man, opened it. My daughter's sobs cut through the Florida heat. I didn't move at first, I just watched. Every breath was a calculation. Anger tries to speak loud, but mine has always spoken quietly. When I finally walked toward her, my heart wasn't breaking, it was narrowing. Precision, distance, control. My wife's taillights disappeared into traffic, swallowed by sunlight and noise. I picked up my daughter, held her until the shaking stopped, and whispered only once, "It's okay, I'm here now." But inside, I was already somewhere else, charting the next move. That was the moment everything changed. Not when she left my child, but when I realized I felt nothing. She called me 2 hours later. Her voice was smooth, almost rehearsed. "It was a misunderstanding," she said. I let her talk. Lies are clearest when uninterrupted. Behind her voice, I could hear music, laughter, a man speaking low. I didn't ask who. I didn't need to. She'd always been careful, too careful. The kind of woman who deletes texts but forgets to clear her call history. I told her I had our daughter, that she was safe. She said, "Good, you've always been the responsible one." Like it was a compliment. When she hung up, I sat on the hotel balcony, staring at the ocean. The waves looked clean, but they carried wreckage beneath. I realized I'd spent years mistaking her calm for loyalty, her precision for love. Something inside me started to shift. Not rage, not grief, just a quiet decision forming, as steady as tide against stone. I returned home early. Miami was behind me, but its silence followed. At night, she slept soundly beside me, unaware that I'd copied her phone while she showered. I learned her pattern quickly: Thursday lunches at work, midnight messages labeled office updates. I tracked every movement, never confronting, only observing. A stranger's number kept appearing, always deleted, always returned. One morning, while she packed our daughter's lunch, I watched her hum softly, her hands precise, movements rehearsed. I could almost admire it. That afternoon, I sent her request to the carrier, call logs, message backups. A week later, I had what I needed. Her messages were simple but telling, intimacy disguised as casual banter, and photos, ones that stripped away her practiced innocence. Still, I said nothing. I kissed her cheek before bed, poured her wine, listened to her stories about deadlines and colleagues. She had no idea. Every lie she spoke became data. Every word she thought was harmless became evidence. Control was no longer about love. It was about preparation. The truth arrived on a gray Thursday morning. A private investigator sent me a file, photos, timestamps, receipts. My wife, the man, the same hotel where we once celebrated our anniversary. She was smiling in every photo. That hurt more than the betrayal itself, the ease of her happiness. That night, after dinner, I placed the printed report on the counter. She froze. "What's this?" she asked. I didn't answer. I just watched her read. The color drained from her face first. Then her posture changed, rigid, defensive. She started explaining before I even asked. "It's not what it looks like." "It's exactly what it looks like," I said, calm, controlled. The sound of her breathing filled the kitchen. My daughter was asleep upstairs, unaware that her mother's voice was breaking into fragments. I didn't shout, I didn't cry. I just handed her a single envelope. Inside, divorce papers, dated 3 weeks earlier. Her eyes widened. "You already knew?" I nodded once. "Then why pretend?" I leaned against the counter, studying her. Because truth without proof is noise. And you're good at ignoring noise. She reached for my hand. I didn't move. I made a mistake, she whispered. No, I said. You made a choice. I stepped past her and opened the front door. Outside, the night air was still warm from the day, thick with salt and distance. I've arranged custody, I told her quietly. You can leave tonight. I'll handle the rest. She tried to speak, but words collapsed in her throat. It wasn't anger that silenced her, it was realization, the kind that lands heavy and permanent. After she left, the house felt heavier but cleaner. I checked on my daughter. She slept peacefully, unaware of the quiet storm that had just passed. I sat on the edge of her bed, brushed a strand of hair from her face, and thought about the doorstep in Miami. How small she looked. How large the betrayal truly was. I used to think love was about forgiveness. Now I understand it's about clarity. My wife once said I was too calm for my own good. She was right. Calm is what ends the story. Not with fire, but with precision. I didn't shout. I took action.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.